Hi lads and lasses, Modest Pelican here with Watch Dogs 2. If you enjoyed this video, please endorse my campaign to become the first Australian Epic Gamer President of the USA, as this really helps spread the good word of my channel. Alright, welcome back, and what the hell am I wearing? I look like a sun-safe drug dealer. In fact, the only thing saving this outfit is the green Crocs. So first things first, let's go reinvent ourselves. For any of you that don't know what Watch Dogs is, it's basically an immersive jogging simulator where you jog through the various parks of San Francisco and try to reach new PB times. On my jog, I spot two dogs playing together, and as I get closer, I realise one is lying quite still. I'm no vet, but I believe the best way to check if a dog is okay is to discharge your firearm right next to it. Thank God the little pooch is okay, but now everyone's panicking because of the gunshot. Well, I guess these people are staying calm, cool, and collected, not at all afraid of the gunfire, which means they probably have invisible bulletproof suits on. I proceed to confirm that they in fact don't have invisible bulletproof suits on, they must have just been deaf. Wow, now I just look mean. No point crying over spilt milk or, you know, dead deaf people, as we've got more important things to do today. On a serious note, I'm actually a hacker who's trying to take down an evil corporation called Bloom. I'm kind of like San Francisco's superhero, except there's hundreds of unnecessary civilian casualties. Let's not overthink that though, and honestly, being a hacker has its perks. For example, this Jeep is parked in the shade and I can't save the world if my Versace leather car seats get all hot from the sun. So I simply control the vehicle from my mobile phone and take the optimum car park for myself. Capitalism rocks. Alright, shopping time. I decide to get the Modest Pelican helmet and goggles because that's just smart branding. I wanted to do one of those montages where I try on lots of ridiculous clothing, but instead I almost immediately purchase a shirt that looks quite similar to my old shirt. Wow, that's some high quality content. Obviously, the best way to test out a new look is to flirt with some babes, and it doesn't go too well for old Pelicano. In fact, she starts pushing me, but I would never hit a woman in public or not in public either. I instead plant fake evidence on her police profile that she's wanted for setting up dozens of toilet cams around the state, and they take her away. Get finessed, big girl. I can't just stand around pranking people all day though, we've got to save the world. My hacker friends want to have a meeting at a local seafood restaurant, and fortunately I haven't missed the bus yet. You can't actually catch public transport in this game, so I just steal it. And I will say, being a bus driver has its perks. Not only do you get thanked regularly, you can also use the bus lane without feeling guilty. I then notice a non-bus, also known as a car, is using my lane, and quite frankly, I don't believe in that. I get out and have strong words with the driver, aka I use my AK-47 and splatter his brains all over the inside of his windshield. Geez, okay, I think we're mostly meant to use non-lethal force in this game, so I'ma start being a law-abiding citizen. Well, at least I'll try moderately hard to be one. I arrive at the restaurant and we enjoy a succulent meal. Someone then sends a photo to us and it becomes apparent that we are being watched, which is kind of hot. Also, my mask-wearing friend Wrench here had too much to drink. There's always that one friend who gets too drunk and you have to take them home, shower them, take photographs of them for your private collection, clothe them, and then put them to sleep. Anyway, apparently the person watching us is nearby and I've been tasked to find the dodgy Malacca. I notice this guy wearing a short sleeve t-shirt in the pouring rain, and I find that extremely suspicious. I confront him and it turns out he's just a normal dude who's never heard of a weather app. At least he's unconscious and not dead. Personal growth. I duck down an alley and it turns out it's the FBI who've been monitoring us, which isn't great as the FBI is no joke. I begin hacking into their database and they detect me, so I'm forced to pull off one of the most tactical plays of my entire gaming career. I climb up a short yellow ladder and then hide behind a pot plant. This completely bamboozles all of the agents, as fortunately their training academy doesn't cover ladders. I manage to find a moped and escape, popping a mono so thick that any female who so much as glances in my direction instantly has a puddle at their feet. Mask Boy Wrench wants to meet at a cafe to regroup. It seems like he's sobered up and we try to have a business meeting, but he keeps checking out the waiter's booty, which is pretty disrespectful. We're trying to collaborate ideas here and you're looking at a woman's buttocks? I haven't been this hurt since the time I generously paid for this random kid's dinner, yet he still had the audacity to try and escape my basement. Alright, it looks like Wrench is too busy, so it's on little old me to infiltrate the FBI's head office. This seems incredibly dangerous, so I guess the goal is to be in and out without being detected, as I don't fancy a full-on gunfight with the FBI. Fortunately, it seems that my helmet has confused the staff on the ground floor as they don't react to my presence at all. Damn, they're good. Then, in a sick, twisted turn of events, I notice that their water cooler is completely empty. First they stalk us, then they try to dehydrate their office workers. This disgusting organisation has no moral compass. Look, I've been quite sarcastic today, and I've been trying to implement this new mantra where I be more positive. So here, I'll try to give the FBI a compliment. The FBI might dehydrate their office workers, but they sure do know how to spy on people through their webcams. Seriously, you are being watched right now through your computer or phone camera. Some trainee agent called Kevin is sitting there with a cup of coffee in one hand and his peenie in the other, stroking it to you, hopefully enjoying this video. And if that isn't a beautiful adaptation on the circle of life, I really don't know what is. Anyway, as you can see, the stealth didn't go too well and I've lost control of the situation, so to speak. I'm using a damn taser against actual guns, so I'm left with no choice but to pull out the Glock. Murdering scores of FBI agents doesn't exactly scream hacker superhero, but hey, at least I have a dope helmet on. I sort of start seeing red and even take down the defenseless office workers. I even execute those who I knocked unconscious earlier with my taser, which achieves very little strategically speaking, but is the only thing that gets it up anymore. I manage to plant our bug in the FBI system and then I get on out of there. There's a gaggle of agents waiting for me outside the building, but I decide to play the game as it's actually meant to be played for once. I use my drone to go through the vents and unlock the back door so I can slip out undetected. Few things are as majestic as Marcus bounding along in his green Crocs. I find literally the perfect getaway vehicle and make my way to plant the last transceiver, blah 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 hacker stuff. Basically, that evil organisation Bloom have teamed up with the FBI and it looks like they've taken my boy Mask McMaskface prisoner. They've actually taken his mask off too, and for what? Because he sexually harasses waitresses? Because his best friend just killed 42 FBI agents? Because we hacked the government database? Exactly, they have no justifiable reason for this, and that's why they let him go immediately. But they keep his mask. No one touches my friend's mask, and I let him know that I'm going to retrieve it no matter the cost. I will literally kill as many men, women, and children as it takes. Also remember that we're definitely the good guys here because we wear Crocs. You can wear Crocs inside like a slipper, or venture outside and turn those errands into a walk on the wild side. Use code PELI at the Crocs shop for 10% off. I'm kidding, that isn't a real sponsorship, but how fluid would that have been if I had an actual Crocs plug right there? Dare to dream. Alright, so basically the FBI have turned an old train station into their headquarters, which certainly has a rustic charm about it, but more importantly, it's where Wrench's mask is. There are guards absolutely everywhere, and they even have laser security systems. I use my prolific Microsoft Word abilities to hack into this Tesla and try to lift myself above everything, but it all goes horribly wrong. Next thing I know, I'm in another shootout, but now the FBI have brought in the hella thick armored unit and they proceed to rinse me. We need to upgrade our abilities. I want my drones to be able to taser people, so it's time to gather research points. I need about 15, so I begin making my way around San Francisco, completing each of these little challenges. Usually they're just hidden and you have to figure out how to reach them and find them. Fortunately, I'm a YouTuber and therefore a genius, so it's easy. On my travels, I find this woman who's an internet celebrity. Bloody internet celebrities always thinking they're smarter than they actually are. Wake up, sheeple. The last research point I need is at Stanford University. I decide to see if I can find Mrs. Marcus here, and so I flirt with these lovely ladies who proceed to brutally reject me. Wow, that immersion though. Fortunately, I take rejection well and calmly collect the last one, meaning I can now drop IED taser mines from my drones. Nice. Also, I'm obviously joking about taking rejection well. I proceed to use my new drone's gadget to taser the girls who rejected me, hopefully doing some irreversible central nervous system damage. Nice. I also try to run the rest of the cheer squad over in a van, but more importantly, it's time to break into the train station. I couldn't be more ready, and using parkour, I jump over a weak spot in the laser's defense. But because Marcus is so insistent on doing flips all the time, I still trigger it. I make my way to the rooftop and strangle this guard out like a boss. As the FBI frantically look for the intruder, I send a message to a local gang that this agent is a traitor, and they send a hit squad over to kill him. I then tactically miss an easy shot with the sniper I picked up. Another agent comes to investigate the sound, and I strangle him too. Wait, what am I doing? I haven't even used my new drone tech yet. Jesus Christ. I send one in, and it's immediately destroyed by the FBI. Wow, I'm sure glad I gathered all those research points. Sometimes you've got to play to your strengths, and so I decide to just go full Call of Duty mode. I didn't sacrifice my entire high school education to play Modern Warfare 2 all the time. Not to rinse a few NPCs in a shootout, that's for sure. I grab the mask, and I even take out one FBI agent with the drone's taser IED, which is quite satisfying. I then shoot him in the head with an AK-47 because I guess at this point I'm a psychopath. Wrench is super happy about getting his mask back, and this also acts as a metaphor for life. Haters might try to take off your mask, but don't let them take away who you are, because who you are on the inside is what's worth the most. I'm not talking about your soul, I'm talking about your organs. Do you know how much a human liver goes for on the black market? Over $500,000, and at the end of the day, money is the most important thing because money does buy you happiness. Thanks for watching, you absolute legends, and a massive thanks to those who support the channel on Patreon. Until next time, and as always, stay classy.